Electrophilic substitution reactions of amines, and definitely these are of aromatic amines. So we know again electrophilic substitution group of reactions are halogenation, nitration, sulfonation and Friedel-Crafts alkylation and acylation. So one by one we will see that what is the trend of these reactions in this case. Now if we talk about amines, aromatic amines, then the NH2 group which is attached to it is having a lone pair of electron on nitrogen, and because of this pair it activates the benzene ring. This electron pair will come here, one resonating structure we will make to understand it, rest all will not make. Okay, so double bond NH2, okay, because this is coming here, this will come on this point, negative. So this is first resonating structure, this will come on para position, then again on ortho position. So NH2 group is a strong activating to the benzene ring. Secondly, it is O and P directing, ortho and para directing group. Okay. So these, because of these two features, again the reactions are given, multiple substitution take place instead of just one. So we will start with the next, that is halogenation reaction. First electrophilic substitution reaction is halogenation. Okay. So first is halogenation. Okay. Now in halogenation is halogenated in bromine water. Okay. Because it is activating group, hence only water presence is sufficient to cause the reaction. Like every reaction AlCl3 or any catalyst like that is not being used here. So what happens that it gives tri-substitution product, that is bromine on ortho, para and again on ortho position. 2,4,6-tribromoaniline is obtained, which is a white PPT. It's a white PPT. Okay. Now because highly activating ring is there and giving tri-substitution product, if we want to get a mono substitution product, in that case we have to protect this NH2 group. Protect means we have to deactivate this NH2 group so that the reaction takes place only on one position. So for that, first step before this reaction is that in this case aniline is first treated with anhydride CH3CO whole twice O. This we have done acylation reactions. Yesterday we had done this. Because of this, what happens? This N, one H and another H from here is removed, and we have here C double bond O, CH3 group, acyl group introduced here, plus byproduct CH3, CO, O and H. Okay, so now this is acylated and now it is deactivated. Why deactivated? Because after the presence of this acyl group, this nitrogen which is having lone pair of electron now involved in the lone pair transfer to this position and this bond to this position, means it is involved in resonance now with this acyl group instead of benzene ring. Okay. So now this lone pair is not available to move on the benzene ring. Hence now the ring becomes less active. Okay. So now after being acylated, if we perform the same reaction which we have done now, so instead of NH2, we'll write the reaction again. First step, this aniline we have taken. This on treatment with CH3CO whole twice O will form acylated aniline NH. Let us make H this side and C double bond O CH3 is formed. Now this is brominated or halogenated. So the product which is obtained will be C double bond O CH3. Major is para and minor some amount of ortho is also obtained, and this can be regenerated back into, because actually we want bromo aniline, so this group has to be regenerated again back to NH2. So on hydrolysis with acid, this will be converted back into NH2Br. So this is called deactivation of aniline NH2 group to make the reaction possible only on mono substitution product. Okay. Next is nitration. Second electrophilic substitution reaction is nitration. During nitration, what happens? Again, because of the high activity of activation effect of NH2 group on benzene ring, it gives terry-oxidation products. Terry-oxidation product means what? Generally by nitration, what is expected? That nitro group is introduced on ortho and para position, but along with that, terry-oxidation means other than these type of products, these are not oxidation products which we are obtaining, these are substitution products. Along with the substitution products, other products are also obtained which are formed because of the oxidation of the aniline by HNO3 acid present there. Okay, so what are those products? We will not write those products, only we should know that some oxidation products are also formed along with the other products which are required, that is ortho and para. One thing is this, that in nitration terry-oxidation product will be formed. Second thing is this, that along with ortho, because aniline NH2 group is ortho and para directing, so on treatment with HNO3 in presence of H2SO4, we expect this to form NH2 nitroaniline and ortho nitroaniline. These two are the expected products, but along with these two, third product is also obtained, that is meta-aniline. Okay, this is formed 51%, this is formed 47%, and this is formed just 2%. So this is the distribution. Now this is just an exceptional case that meta directing group is also present here, though aniline is just ortho and para directing. So the reason for the formation of meta derivative in this reaction. Now why nitration is a special type of reaction? Because it is forming terry-oxidation product, nitration of aniline. Secondly, along with ortho and para, it is also forming large amount of meta directing product also. Reason for it, because aniline is basic in nature. Aniline is basic. So because of its basic nature, NH2 lone pair, ability to donate this lone pair to H positive of acid. So in this nitration is taking place in presence of strong acid H2SO4. So because of this reason, it forms, accepting the proton from acid, it forms anilinium ion. This is known as anilinium ion. Now the anilinium ion which is formed is not ortho and para directing. This is meta directing. That is why, due to the formation of this intermediate compound inside the reaction, large amount of product formed is also meta directing, which again reverts back to NH2. NH3 positive is formed intermediately and then NO2 group is attached to it. We can write it like this, NH3 positive, which reverts back to the original structure, that is NH2, but still the NO2 group is present on meta position. That is why along with these two, meta is also a major product. 5147, it is also major. Okay, so this is specific feature of nitration of aniline. So 2 we have done. Now again, in this same reaction, if we want to have only one type of product, that is we want para product in large quantity, then again what we will have to do, we will have to protect the group just by acylation as we have done before. So in nitration also, if we do acylation of the NH2 group, in the first step NH2 is here, and if it is acylated CH3CO whole twice O, then it will be forming acylated aniline COCH3. Now when it is undergoing nitration HNO3 in presence of H2SO4, then major product obtained is only para product, which by hydrolysis can be converted back into nitroaniline. Okay, so this is the two reactions we have done: halogenation, nitration. Okay, now we come to the third electrophilic substitution reaction, that is sulfonation. Now in sulfonation, again a specific thing is there. Third is sulfonation. Now in sulfonation, aniline when reacts with sulfuric acid in presence of oleum, means not presence, only from oleum itself H2SO4 is obtained. So either we write it or not, it is okay. H2SO4, actually it is reacting with H2SO4. Now it is sulfonated on para position NH2 and SO3H. The electrophile generated here is SO3H. This is known as sulfanilic acid. This is sulfanilic acid. Now in the next step inside the solution, what happens? This H, the internal rearrangement takes place, then it forms NH3 positive and SO3 negative. Now when both the charges positive and negative are present on the same molecule, the resulting molecule is known as Zwitter ion. So in case of sulfonation, the product appears in the form of Zwitter ion. Zwitter ions are formed. These, whenever such condition will be there, not only the name of this specific compound is Zwitter ion. Any molecule having positive and negative on the same molecule are known as Zwitter ions. Okay, so deuterionic condition exists when sulfonation of aniline takes place. Now the last fourth reaction, that is Friedel-Crafts alkylation and acylation. Fourth, Friedel-Crafts alkylation and acylation. So we have to remember, out of all compounds which we have studied, we have seen that Friedel-Crafts reaction does not take place for aldehydes, it does not take place for acids, it takes place for haloarenes, it takes place for phenol, then it also takes place for ethers. These three groups we have studied, but it does not take place for aldehyde ketones and carboxylic acid. Now for aniline also we have to remember this thing, that aniline with Friedel-Crafts alkylation CH3Cl or acylation CH3COCl, the reaction does not occur. Okay, why the reaction does not occur? Again, the catalyst which is used here, AlCl3 is the catalyst. This is electron deficient compound, so it forms salt with the lone pair of it, and the resulting salts are formed. Now because the nitrogen lone pair which was activating the ring is now involved making bond with AlCl3, so now it is not free, the ring is deactivated. When the ring is deactivated, now these reagents cannot attack on this for causing the substitution reaction. Hence it does not give substitution reaction. Okay, that means now the lone pair is not delocalized on benzene ring. On the other hand, this lone pair is involved in the bond formation with the catalyst. So catalyst also is not able to activate, as well as the ring already has become deactivated. So this is the reason why it does not form these products. Okay, so these complete the reactions of aniline. The portion for aniline as compared to rest of the chapter is very small, so you can do the whole chapter very easily, and the weightage is almost the similar to others. And now according to the new pattern, you already know that weightage will not count. You have to do the thorough study of all the chapters, so it will be easier to complete this chapter as compared to others, like as aldehyde ketone is a very big chapter. Okay, so this completes this chapter also. So we will discuss some questions of this chapter. Chemical tests to distinguish. Okay, so just some tests we will take. Chemical tests to distinguish compounds. Okay, now if two compounds, methylamine and dimethylamine, methylamine and dimethylamine. So methylamine is 1 degree, dimethylamine is 2 degree. It's simply by the name it is clear. So for distinguishing between 1 degree and 2 degree, we have carbalamine test. Carbalamine test is a prominent test. So if it is possible to use it, always will prefer to use carbalamine test. So for 1 degree and 2 degree, because carbalamine test is given by 1 degree aliphatic and aromatic amines both. So here we can use carbalamine test. Okay, isocyanates are formed in that. Okay, another test we can take, secondary and tertiary amines. If we have to distinguish between secondary and tertiary amines. So yesterday we have done aryl sulfonyl chloride. That aryl sulfonyl chloride we have taken ArSO2 ArSO2Cl. Okay. Now this ArSO2Cl reaction we had done yesterday, it is also known as Hinsberg reagent. This we have not written, you can write it. Name of it is Hinsberg reagent. Okay. So Hinsberg reagent can be used to distinguish between secondary and tertiary. How we have done? 1 degree with 1 degree this aryl sulfonyl chloride reacts and then soluble in alkali. It was like this. 2 degree reacts not soluble in alkali, and for 3 degree does not react. So we have to, in this question we have to distinguish between 2 degree and 3 degree. So with 2 degree Hinsberg reagent will react but will not be soluble in alkali. With 3 degree it will not react. No reaction will take place. Okay. Which we had studied, they were actually the tests. Maximum of them were used as test. Then ethylamine and aniline. Ethylamine and aniline. Now in this case what is there? Ethylamine is 1 degree. Aniline is also instead of 1 degree we should say that ethylamine is aliphatic and aniline is aromatic. Okay, this is primary. This is also primary, 1 degree. So ethylamine CH3 CH2 NH2 and aniline is NH2. Okay. Now when both of them are 1 degree and we have to differentiate between them, then we have the test of HNO2 test. Now with reaction with HNO2 nitrous acid, this will release nitrogen gas, and because this forms benzene diazonium chloride and does not release, the compound formed is stable, so it will not release nitrogen gas. So this is the test to distinguish. Along with that, after treating with nitrous acid, this will become alcohol and nitrogen gas will be released. This will become benzene diazonium chloride, which can further give azo-dye test, which we have done before. When we were doing the test, you just recall that azo-dye test can be performed with benzene diazonium chloride with phenol. When phenol and BDC react, they together forms orange color dye. That dye can be prepared, and with the help of color change we can distinguish between aromatic and aliphatic amines. Okay. So 3 different types of tests we have discussed. One for 1 degree aliphatic and aromatic, another for 1 degree and 2 degree, and next for 2 degree and 3 degree. So the possibility of tests from this chapter are these 3 types only. Now we come for certain reasonings. Okay. From this chapter reasoning questions are also expected. For example, first question, pKb of aniline is more than that of methylamine. pKb of aniline is more than ethylamine. Now first thing which should click on in our mind is pKb of aniline is more. The more already we have written. pKb is more, that means it is a weak base. Ethylamine pKb is lower, that means it is a strong base, because pKb and Kb are inversely related. Kb is the dissociation constant of base. More dissociation means more strong base, and pKb is opposite to it. So if Kb of ethylamine is higher, pKb will be lower. Okay. So now actually what they are wanting to know is that why aniline is a weak base and ethylamine is a strong base. They want to ask by this question, pKb of aniline is higher than ethylamine. So the reason for it we had already discussed, that in case of aniline, because of the lone pair being involved in resonance with the benzene ring is not available for donation to the acid. On the other hand, in case of ethylamine, because of the plus I effect of this ethyl group present here. Now the lone pair on nitrogen is available more for the donation to react with H positive of acid. Hence, ethylamine is more basic as compared to aniline. Okay. Next question. Ethylamine is soluble in water whereas aniline is not. Ethylamine C2H5NH2 is soluble. While aniline is not. Okay. So the reason for ethylamine to be soluble is hydrogen bonding. Soluble means hydrogen bonding with water. So C2H5NHH is able to make hydrogen bonding with the water molecule. Though aniline can also make hydrogen bond because of the hydrogens present here, but because of the large hydrophobic part, because this contains 6 carbon atom in the whole. Carbon atom are 6 and this part is hydrophobic, because if the chain is longer in aliphatic also, then also their solubility decreases. So the same reason applies here also, because of large hydrophobic ring present here, aniline is not soluble in water, though it is making some hydrogen bonds because of NH2 group, but the effect is cancelled because of the hydrophobicity of this large part. Okay. Now, another reasoning. Methylamine in water reacts with ferric chloride to precipitate hydrated ferric oxide. Methylamine in water, methylamine is CH3NH2, reacts in water, okay, they are saying to form, in water reacts with ferric chloride, okay. In water reacts with ferric chloride to form hydrated ferric oxide. To form hydrated ferric oxide means Fe2O3.3H2O or XH2O we can write. So why it happens? This they are asking. Okay. Now CH3NH2 is present. Now in case of this, because of the basic character of amine, when it is reacting in water, what will happen? It will be forming CH3NH3 positive plus OH negative. This OH negative is generated. FeCl3 in solution produces Fe3 positive plus Cl3Cl negative. Now in solution, Fe3 positive is dissociated and formed because this is a salt. It will form ferric ions and chloride ions. Because of the basic character, this will react with water to give you OH ions. Now this Fe3 positive plus OH negative ions, we will require 2 of this and 6 of this to form FeOH whole thrice, plus FeOH whole thrice will be formed. Now, this ferric hydroxide which is formed can be written as Fe2O3.3H2O. Either we write it this manner or we write it this manner. So, this is hydrated ferric oxide, or simply we can call it ferric hydroxide. Okay. So, this is the method by which hydrated ferric hydroxide is formed in case of when aniline is dissolved in water to react with ferric chloride. So this is also important. Now arrange the following. These questions are also important from amines chapter. Arrange the following. First question, in increasing order of solubility in water. Okay. Arrange the following given compounds in increasing order of solubility in water. Let me write the compounds. C6H5NH2, C2H5 whole twice NH, and C2H5NH2. These are three compounds which are given, and we have to give the order of their solubility. Now, if we see to them, this is aromatic, this is aliphatic, this is also aliphatic. Solubility depends on number of hydrogen bonds which can be formed, as well as the size of the chain should be small. So out of the three, we will see that maximum hydrogen bonds this will be able to make, and also the length of the chain is small. So it will have the highest solubility, number 1. Now this is aromatic, this is aliphatic. Aliphatic are more soluble as compared to aromatic, and also the number of carbon atoms, if we see, they are less here as compared to here. They are only 4, here they are 6 in number. Okay. So it will be on number 2, and this will be least soluble. So C2H5NH2 more soluble than C2H5 whole twice NH, and then it will be C6H5NH2. Now what was asked? Arrange the following in increasing order of solubility. Increasing order of solubility. Always remember what is asked in question. See, if the answer is theoretical answer, writing this manner will also not affect your marks. But if you have to choose from options, this sequence will go wrong. 4 options are given and you have to select one. Then they are asking increasing order. Means first you have to write the one which is least soluble, then more, and the highest. So least soluble is this. So you will start from this. So take care of this thing. When more options are given, then you have to select for the right option. Otherwise the way of writing is okay. Then in increasing order of boiling point, compounds are there, we have to arrange them in increasing order of boiling point. C2H5OH, CH3 whole twice NH, C2H5NH2. Okay, these three are there. Now you have to arrange them in increasing order of boiling point. Okay, boiling point. Now out of alcohol and this we have to first find out. Now we know that for alcohols the boiling point will be higher as compared to amines. Why? Because electronegativity difference of O and H is more as compared to N and H. Due to this reason, the intermolecular hydrogen bonding will also be stronger in case of alcohol. So this is number 1 out of the 2. Because this has more number of H attached, so hydrogen bonding will be more in this and least in this. Okay. So highly soluble, then this on the next number and this on the last number. Now if we have to give the increasing order of boiling point. Increasing order means starting with the less soluble, CH3 NH is less soluble, then C2H5NH2 is less than C2H5OH. Okay. One more last we will do. In increasing order of basic strength, 4 compounds are there. C6H5NH2, C6H5NCH3 whole twice, C2H5 whole twice NH, and CH3 NH. Okay. Increasing order of basic strength we have to find. Now basic strength. We know that basic strength depends on the plus I effect, and also no, it is not mentioned it is gaseous phase, so we have to take it that it is in the solution phase. So plus I effect will be there, then solvation effect will be there, and steric effect is also there. Now definitely these will be less basic because these are aromatic, so we will discuss about them later. Now out of the two we have to select. This is diethyl, this is only methyl, so plus I effect. Just 1 minute, let me finish this, so we'll stop. So this is whole twice NH, CH3, NH2. So this will be more basic because of stronger plus I effect of this. Okay, though it is true that there are two hydrogens, but still the effect of two ethyl groups will predominate. So this will be the most basic, then definitely this will be more basic, number 2. Now out of this and this is arylamine, and this is di-substituted, dimethyl arylamine is there. So because of the two methyl groups, plus I effect will be present here. So this will be third number basic, and this will be the least basic out of all. So this manner we will have to find out the order of basicity.